Oh, hello. Golden Lap. I like the music a lot, actually. It's very futuristic, retro wave type. We'll turn it down a little bit, though. I hope everybody's doing well. It's my second stream in 2 days. Who am I? But I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I have a couple hours at least tonight, maybe 2-3 hours, and figured I'd give it a go. So you'll be right along with me as I have my very first look at this game, because I've actually not played it at all. I think I've watched about 10 seconds of footage of it, and I read the Steam page about it. But this is Golden Lap. Oh, where is it? Come on. There it is. This is Golden Lap. It's Funselektor's newest game. It came out a few weeks ago now, I think. And I know some folks have played a ton of it. I know Stephen Bailey in the chat. You've played a bunch. And I'm excited to try it out. It's a motorsport management simulator or game. I haven't really seen it referred to as simulator or game. Who cares? But it is out of my wheelhouse. I will tell you all right now that the last time I played a game like this, like a motorsport management style game, was EA Sports F1 Manager back in like 2001 or 2000, whenever that was. So it's been a couple years since I've done some sort of management style game, and I'm traditionally quite poor at these kind of games, so I might have to lean on a lot of folks in the chat to help me out. I tend to make decisions with my heart and not my head, so. But I'm excited to try it. It looks beautiful for the kind of game that it is, and it seems like a rather simple take on this type of game, which I'm very much into, because again, I'm not really great at these kind of games. But excited to try it out. So the whole thing, it's a motorsport simulator type game. You manage a team and you try to get them to win, but you're not actually driving. And yeah, I mean, it's just something you watch the races from top down. You try to get the best crew, the best drivers, and you try to win. And this one specifically is quite interesting to me because it's vintage themed. It's 1970s Formula One type theme. So we'll see how thorough that is. I'm excited to take the historical eye towards it and see what things are like. Now, it is a totally fictionalized game, both the circuits and the drivers and the teams and all that. Although there's some other stuff that folks are doing with it, but I'm excited for this. So we'll jump right in. I do need to just change the audio settings real quick here to put the sound effects back on. I wanted to play the music at the start of the game, but I came into several times I loaded it and it was raining, so there was just like rain noise with the game and everything. All right. Let me pull this over here. Yeah, this will be better. All right. So I appreciate everybody joining. It's a little bit different than the normal thing, but I'm sure I'll get back to the normal thing very soon, like always. All right, we'll jump in. I'm going to jump straight into career mode and see what this is all about. Start our new career. From what I understand, we'll be like managing a team, have to name the team, pick the drivers and all that. And so what is my team name going to be? I wasn't quite sure what to do for it, but I was thinking we'll go with the idea that old Richie Axelson is retired from racing and he's going to start a motorsports team, as all the great drivers did at one point or another, right? And yeah, so we'll role play as Richie Axelson, having retired from Grand Prix racing, takes to the management stage, and maybe I was thinking of doing something Axelson. How do we like this? Oh, we can't do something that long. Maybe we'll just have to do Axelson Racing. More lore. Axelson Automotive, Axel Sports, Axel Hunters. I don't know if we want to be hunting Axels. I was hoping to do like Axelson Eagle. Maybe we'll just call it Axelson Eagle. Add to the lore a little bit there. Y'all can think about what that actually means. Let's see if I can lower... Oh, I can't change the latency now that I've started streaming. Dang. You all be like a minute behind me, but I think I'm going to go with Axelson Eagle. That's... Okay, it is a fictional game, so maybe we shouldn't bring real-life racing into it. Axolotl. Axelson Autosport. See, I feel like the name Autosport is like a newer type of name, right? That's like a committee made that name. Axelson Engineering. Axelson Enterprises. Pro Striker said that one. It's pretty good. It's like AJ Foyt Enterprises. Alright, we gotta get past this. Okay, we'll go with Enterprises. It doesn't fit. Okay, we're gonna go with Axelson Racing. That's what we'll keep. Alright, we'll create our team. Axelson Racing, and then we choose a team. What? Yeah, Autosport does sound too 90s. Well, let me slide myself down here. This is weird. So... I'm confused how we choose a team now. That's the manager name. Oh, hold on. Alright, Richie Axelson is the manager name. See, I'm already messing things up. Thank you, Steven. Alright, so I'm assuming this is meant to be your Ferrari stand-in. LeBron. You got your, oh, these are, I love the art style and everything. This one is, gosh, why can't I think of the name of the team? It's the orange car, and I know March, that's right. Thank you, David. Alright, I don't know which one to pick. Do we want to, I kind of want to be March. LeBron is McLaren, interesting. April is March, yeah. Wayland, Hemlock. This is, Brabhams. Yeah, Hesketh. That's, James Hunt's, like, original team with Lord Hesketh. Well, I guess we could kind of pretend that we buy out one of these. Let's do March. March could be fun. We'll go with the orange March team. Now, I'm worried that this is gonna... Oh, it's got some information. All right. Predicted position 9th. April, an operation designed to build cars for various other teams to fund their own, found great success at lower levels of motorsport and hope to replicate it in Grand Prix with limited success. I do have to say, so I am wearing my fan club shirt for Jochen Rindt. And Jochen Rindt was meant to be the original driver for March before his unfortunate accident. And he did end up choosing to go to Lotus for the season, but he was like basically offered the March drive. So that could be quite fitting. But I'm not sure Richie Axelson would buy out March. So we've got Guillaume Vernier, outsized stubbornness would carry his team through a career. So I guess this is, yeah, each one of these is faster. So I don't think I want to take the slowest, and I don't want to take the fastest. So I think we'll stick in the middle here somewhere. Chapman's obviously Lotus. Wayland, this would be Tyrrell. Tyrrell could be kind of cool. 4th, is that too easy though? I think I'm going to be really bad at this. So, Lord Hemlock. Bill Pope. Now, what's this one supposed to be? Pope. Go Lotus. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It seems too easy, though, if I'm... Yeah, is it Ensign? I don't know what Pope is. Bill Pope had been at the helm of Bill Pope Fast Racing Cars for years before graduating to racing Grand Prix simply Pope. As simply Pope. Is it Williams? Oh, it's Brabham. Oh, we should do Pope. No, Bancroft would be Brabham, right? Yeah. It's Australia. So I think Williams. Why don't we do Williams, middle of the pack, and we can see if we can get them up. Now, for all you youngins out there, Williams used to be a really successful team. And they're not like the Williams of these days. But we will go with Williams. They were very good in the late 70s, so I guess we'll be at the very early part. I guess 1970 was 1970 their first season, or 69. But we're gonna go with the Williams car. So I'm gonna read all this stuff. It might be annoying for folks that have played this before, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is the preseason screen. Here you will be able to choose drivers, engineers, and crew chiefs, as well as your car design. We have to design a car. At the bottom here, a car design dictates its starting values. You're able to choose between three different base configurations: conservative, more consistent, economic choice, lower stats, and their range is narrow. We get experimental, more costly, risky choice. Stats are very heavily based on the team's engineer. So if we can find a good engineer, we might be able to go experimental and let him be creative. And then balanced, be a middle ground. Balanced, I'm always inclined to choose the conservative options, but all right. So looks like we've got $55, and we gotta pick all this stuff. So let's start with the engineer, which I feel like, especially in 1970s F1, is the most important part of F1 back then. So we'll pick the engineer to start and then work our way from there. This is a team member selection screen. Find a list of team members. You can also sort them by stats or cost. Yada yada. We get some traits. Okay, we can receive traits, but they also have traits. Some of them are permanent. You can have positive or negative effects based on the traits. Yeah, Williams officially, yes, they started a little later in the decade, but they were entering privately in the early 70s. I think 69 was the first like Williams car, even though it wasn't like the full Team Williams. It was, wasn't it Jackie Ickx? Did he drive for them? All right, we got to pick our crew chief, our engineer, rather, is what we're starting off with here. And man, there's so much. I'm probably not even going to do a race during this stream. So we get expertise, which influences the performance of the cars they build and how many tuning points. I feel like if you have a good engineer, we can overcome so much. So I feel like we should spend the most money on our engineer. What's precision? Reliability, which is going to be huge if this is faithful to the 70s. Some races are only going to have like half a dozen cars finished, so we may want to have... I mean, this guy, the first guy on the list, seems decent, right? Alberto Neri. We got traits. So Design Master. He is $13 though, which is quite a lot compared to the other ones. This engineer has mastered the craft of I mean, do we want like the creme de la creme of engineers? Aiden, you bring up a good point. Aiden asks, how long before somebody releases a real name patch? There are already mods for this. There's workshop support for it, and I saw somebody released a 1984 F1 season mod. No idea if it's good or bad or not, but there are mods. I can imagine it's coming. But he's Italian. This is true, but I don't hold prejudices. I think making generalized sweeps against people is never wise. We could pick... All right, so this is Design I mean, everything about this guy says great early career, great expertise, precision. How is he so experienced? He's your dream candidate. All right, Andre Picard here is a broker. Okay, building parts is cost less. This engineer experimenting with new ideas. 10% higher limit. But so expertise, I could imagine, could go up over time on an engineer, right? All these have, I guess I sorted by precision here. I think I want a high... I think I want a high precision engineer because reliability will be important. Tobias here's power hungry. So he's good at engine design, basically. And finesse. +1 minimum value for tune parts. Expertise, though, isn't quite as high, but he is much cheaper. Then we got Hiroshi Sato, Takuma's great-grandfather. All right, let's start. I think we could come back and change this, but I'm inclined to pick Alberto here as our. Look at the experienced beard the man has. He's just making me feel good already. All right, let's look at crew chiefs. Now, what does the crew chief do in our? Maybe the traits will help tell us the strategy and stuff. So, I wonder if how much like I will have influence over this. But we've got speed. So how long pit stop time? We shouldn't really have to take many pit stops if this is realistic off the 1970s. Pit stop success. Pit stops. I hope the pit stops are successful if we come in. Although if you've ever watched 1970s pit stops and like earlier, it's wild. It's crazy though. If you go back to the 30s and watch like the Germans do the pit stops, they were very good at it all the way back then, and then somehow it got lost along the way. And 1970s pit stops tend to be these like mad dashes and people tripping over each other and all kinds of crazy stuff happening. All right, but I guess this will be the person responsible for strategy. Now this Swede here, I'm gonna have issues pronouncing their name if this is who we go with. But they are early career. They're a little bit cheaper than these top couple. Their pit stop skill is not necessarily very high. I feel like if we make a pit stop, we want it to be successful. We could pick Ralph Hamburger. The Hamburger Man. That could be interesting, but he's quite expensive. We've already spent a lot on our... All right, let's Talbot here, which is a heck of a first name. Hacken, fuel strategist. Okay, our cars won't need as much fuel, and oh god, they're sloppy. We don't want mechanical issues, so we're not going with Talbot. I just worry what kind of drivers we're going to get if we really... But can we, like, trade for drivers? Or I heard lots of people talking about how drivers can die. Which this is one of the features of the game. They are all fictional, so we can just kind of enjoy it as a game and not real life. But, if maybe the drivers are... We'll take the Ferrari approach, controversial. And the drivers are a little more of a disposable commodity, let's say. The nicest way possible. So maybe we'll spend a decent amount of money here on our core team members to try to make sure we got as good of a start as possible. Tyler Edwards here. What do we got? Exacting. Okay. Great reliability. Very expensive though. Talbot's quite early in the career. It's just the sloppiness does not bode well. All right, how about Haver? Zaver? How do you pronounce? Is this Austrian? Haver? Dussel? All right. Tuning master. Team members master their tuning techniques. That's good. Okay, I mean, it's a 50-50. I mean, this isn't bad. $9. Kind of decent stats on both. I will have to learn how to pronounce their name, though. Haver? We'll go with Haver until somebody corrects me. But we'll stay there for now. All right, so we've got a great team. Oh, look at look at the goatee on that guy. So we don't have much money left for our drivers and our car. Let's look at the cars before we look at who's going to drive the car. So experimental's the most expensive, but obviously gives us the most performance. Balanced, kind of middle of the road. But reliability goes way up with balanced. And then conservative. Honestly, will y'all hate me if I go conservative? Shaver? I don't know who to trust. Aver Dussel and Alberto Neri. I feel like the performance... So, I don't want to go experimental because reliability takes a big dip. Performance and everything is about the same with the balance. Reliability, though, we could max out reliability. And I feel like we only lose a tiny bit of performance and reliability if we go with conservative. Conservative works. Think of Sauber. Absolutely. Let's see what we got for drivers, and we might stay conservative. Maybe we can improve the car, but that, I don't know. All right, drivers. Who's gonna drive our mad machines? Oh, drivers can be expensive, can't they? Some drivers are free. Now, I guess pay drivers aren't a thing because nobody's gonna pay us for anything, which would be a strategy. But I suppose we look for one, experienced driver who's going to help guide the team, and then we get some young rookie, and hope it all turns out all right. Yeah, do I want to end up with $0 at the end of this, or do we want to actually spend all the money, or like save it? I don't know. All right, I already like Felix Laframboise just because of his name. I do all right with the French Canadian names, but let's see what their issues are though here. Reckless. They enjoy adrenaline a bit too much. I don't like that. I don't think we need to be wrecking cars. Luana Lovera. Personable. Everybody likes Luana. Patriotic. They love Italy. $17 though. Is Luana gonna lead our team? Alright, I mean realistically, if we have like $20 left, we can't spend that much on a driver. So I think we gotta look for, let's sort them by cost. I think we gotta look for like a, I mean, we're not going with $1 driver, so realistically, if we spend like, this is gonna be tough. We might have to revisit some of our other choices here. But we could go with an 11 and a 9. Oh, man, we're going to be struggling if we're right here in the middle. Yeah, I was thinking that might have been Leila Lombardi. Just most successful female in Formula One history. She did quite well. Just go into debt. Can we do that? All right. Hooner. We don't have a lot of money, though. All right. All right. Mikko Kukkonen could be our star. Although $12, we're going to be out of money. Rodney Campbell. Efficient. Reckless. I don't want somebody that's going to crash. Mikko, though, they've got great focus. They're just not very fast. Which, I guess we need somebody that can actually drive the car decently fast, right? Get a cigarette sponsorship, we will be fine. I kind of like Karina here, but they're too expensive. What's Artie's issues here? Artie might be our rookie. Less likely to crash, early in their career, only $9. So maybe we'll get Artie for our second driver. Can we choose that one first? So that we'll have a clearer understanding of how much we have left. Oh, I picked him as the first one. But yeah, we have like $12 left. So That puts us at Miko. Miko is so slow, though. Albert Steiner likes to take things slow. They receive a penalty when overtaking? Excuse me. Albert Steiner looks like they'll get better if they're further back, which could be good. So maybe we'll go with Albert Steiner as our lead driver. How do I do this? Hold on. I don't think it really matters what order they're in, but just for myself. So we'll pick Albert Steiner here, the Swede or the Swiss driver, as our lead, and then we'll go with Ari as our second. Artie, actually, and we'll call him Ari just for fun, but it's Artie. That gives us $1. $1. Is that gonna mess me up? Nobody's saying don't. Nobody out there is saying don't do it, so we're gonna do it. Here's our team. Alberto Neri. We don't know how to pronounce Duzel's first name, so we'll just call him Duzel. We got Albert Steiner for our lead driver, who's not super fast, but he gets faster if he's at the back. He doesn't want to finish last. Good old Albert. And then Ari von Heim. Great sideburns. They're halfway up his cheeks. It's perfect. All right, we're going with the conservative car because we don't have enough money to do anything else. And it's got great reliability. I think we will do quite well here. So we will continue. Sponsors. That's what we need. Sponsors are a way of earning extra money from the races. The race income is the amount of money that you'll receive. Wow, no way. We got to try to complete the requirements, though. So, okay, it's like Dirt to Daytona, where you got to meet the requirements. We could get sponsored by some sake. Oh, they're all like beer sponsors. This is great. Okay, so we got 6 cans. So $2 a race. I like how little the money is. I think it would have been a mistake to make it like accurate prizes where it's like hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars. It just, the numbers are too big. So it's nice that it's a little lower. I'm gonna slide myself back up. I don't know where on the screen I should sit, so I'm just gonna move myself back up here. Blah. I don't want to block anything though. All right, so 6 cans, race bonus. We got a 3 or above. 2 or is that where we have to finish? It doesn't really tell us. I'm assuming that's the position. So Nim Kadel, we have to finish 10th or above, and we get 2 extra bucks. Season bonus is $6 to $12. So what I'm looking at here is that the improvement I'm actually confused here. Why is the race income less on this, but at 3 or above? I'm misunderstanding what the numbers are for. Oh, you get $6 for 3rd, $4 for 6th. But the race income's higher on this one. And so, like, realistically, we're only making $2 less than this. I think, yeah, Nim Kadel's a no-brainer, right? Unless I'm reading this entirely wrong. We're missing out on a maximum of $2 per race. In the season bonus, we could potentially get the same. So, unless I read that totally wrong, I'll hear about it later. There's our car. All right. Here's our teams. I'm not going to read everything, but we've got the Ferraris, the McLarens. We'll go with these names. The Enzolinis, the Lebrons, the LeBron, Chapmans, the Whalens, Hemlock, Pope, Bancroft, Vernier, April, we'll call it April, and Knight. We have $1 in the bank. That means we used all our budget. All right. So, first race of the season is at Nordsee, or Zandvoort, as you might say. I like how the tracks are close enough to reality that you can tell what they are, but they're a little bit different so that you're not you know, you're not too worried about it. Too worried about getting sued or something. But yeah, here's our calendar from Zandvoort to Silverstone to Hockenheim to Watkins Glen, Brands Hatch, Monza, Kyalami. Oh, is that Motorsport, I guess? Monte Carlo and Buenos Aires to end the season. Cool, we got a little season here. We got our team, Steiner, Von Heim, Neri, and Dussel. All right, no points yet. Let's go to the garage real quick and check out what's in there. So this menu shows us the available car parts. This includes both parts installed in your cars and parts stored in the garage. All right, and these icons will allow me to equip the selected part to either the first or second car. All right, so we can kind of balance out who gets the good parts and stuff. Ooh, I didn't read that last thing at the bottom here. This menu allows us to upgrade the parts currently installed in the car. Upgrading the part increases its performance. All right. So we don't have enough money to upgrade anything off the get-go. So I don't think we really have any decisions to make right now, but it's cool we get to come back here later and choose who gets what. All of our stuff's kind of at the same level at this point. So I guess we continue and jump straight into our first race. Oh boy. Yeah, I did notice Kyalami's the modern circuit. Why did I think it was loading? I'm so used to Sims where you have to wait a while for things to happen, but this is obviously, it's going to load a bit quicker. All right, so this track, typically wet. We got 40 minutes. Is that the qualifying? 40 minutes, cool. So back in the 70s, in 60s and stuff, qualifying and practice were all the same thing. Just whatever laps you turned in practice, that was your qualifying. And so, seems like that's the same thing here. So we got 3 compounds of tires, I guess softs, slicks, intermediates, and wets. That's probably what that is. All right. So we are in a practice session. I have no idea what's going on. I did a race earlier, or I started a quick race earlier just to make sure it worked. So I guess I went through the tutorial. But this is a qualifying session. Its purpose is to determine the order of the cars that'll be lined up in the actual race. Good. Here you'll be able to tune your car parts and start planning your strategy. Remember to send out the drivers from the pit lane using the designated button at the bottom left when you wish to start. I guess we send them out, right? We'll go Von Heim first, or Steiner's our experienced driver. So we're going to send them out. We can't tune anything until they set a lap time. It's dry, so I guess we'll go to slick tires. Don't kill anyone. Try not to. All right, our driver's out. I guess we'll send our second driver out as well, right? The clock is ticking. These guys got to get some practice going. All right, and then we can call them back in. So let's get them to do a couple laps. Both get some experience, make sure they know the layout of the track. There were no simulators in 1970 for them to be able to practice, so got to get them doing a couple laps. Put myself here. There's some messages showing up at the top right. One of the drivers can't get past some of the other cars, so it looks like Steiner is actually getting overtaken here by the 7. Who's that? Mach. It's in the Ferrari. All right, we did our first laps, though. Oh, boy. Steiner's first lap's not so good. We'll have him do a couple laps and bring him in. Oh, he's pitting on his own fruition. the car must not be good. We'll let him just do an install lap. All right, we're not last, which is huge. All right, Steiner's in the pits. Now, what can I do? Now, do I click send out to edit things? Okay. Oh my god, I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is how many little things he has. Can I... Yeah, here we go. So this is tuning panel. Allows us to swiftly adjust them before a race. Okay. This is the tuning meter. So we want to get the golden tune, apparently, which will further increase our car's performance. Be careful, surpassing the threshold will overtune a part, deducting a significant amount of points from the tuning meter. So we don't want to go too far. So we don't want to go into the red, I guess. By using these buttons, you can spend your tuning budget to increase the tuning meter on one of your car's parts by a random amount chosen between the two ranges of numbers. These are affected by our current engineer. All right. This is our tuning budget. So it looks like we have lots of points, right? We haven't spent any points yet. And so what do we tune? Has he said what... has he said, like, what's wrong with the car? Would I just... add a bunch of points? I don't know what I'm doing. So it's 11 out of 80. We don't want to go too far. But engine... tune the carb. Yeah, I don't quite understand like where we're lacking. Did they give me feedback? Just do a little bit of everything. All right, let's see. I don't know what I just did, but we'll learn as we go. We'll get him out of the pits and see if Steiner improves. I don't want to kill my drivers at the very first practice. We've got 33 minutes left in the session. It runs down quicker than real life, so. All right, I'll come across the line and start his lap. We'll leave Von Heim in the pits for a minute. I want to see what happens with Steiner here before we... Let's see what happens to him here before we start spending lots of points. All right, we bumped up quite a lot there in position. We're back in 10th now. Okay, the number that's shown on the car is our position. That makes sense. Yeah, second car's waiting. I know I could send him out, but I don't really know what I'm doing yet, so I don't want to mess up points and all that. All right, so Steiner's come in. Let's take a look at... So it just improved everything. So I guess I just need to make sure we don't go over the top. So if I add a bunch... I mean, we've got so much to go. Seems like his steering is quite low. Oh, he's only got 2 points. Gotcha. All right, so we'll send him out again, and we'll do the same. So I guess you just want to kind of, as quickly as possible, just get these guys tuned. All right, we'll send both of our drivers out. Spend all the gold tokens as efficiently as possible. And I guess you'd want to think about the track a bit too. So like a track like this, handling is probably pretty important. Whereas when we race at Monza, for instance, maybe we'll want to spend it more on engine. So, interesting. I like it so far. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I know I've just been in menus, the whole time. Trying to pick our team and stuff. But we're getting to the actual racing experience now. I'm excited to do the first race. A little nervous that I'm going to mess it up. But I guess Richie Axelson is overseer here of the team. Hopefully he'll make the right choices when strategy time comes. Steiner's up to 8th. Von Heim up to 11th. They'll come back around, come to the pits. So looks like McLaren's leading the way. Or LeBron, sorry. LeBron is leading the way. Currently first and second. The Ferrari team is in third. This is based on the 1970s, kind of in spirit. The track layout here is fictional. All right, but we'll get working on Steiner then. So let's just keep improving things. So I feel like for this track, we'll spend some on engine, but I'm going to try to focus on handling, chassis. We're flirting with fire. All right. Steiner, go out and do another run. Get you a lot of steering help. It's a nice big one there for Bonheim. All right, Bonheim's didn't improve as much. Hope I'm making the right choices. Get them both out on another lap. I see in the bottom right that I can speed it up a bit more, but for this first one, I want to take it slow just to make sure I'm not missing things. But so far, so good. It seems pretty straightforward in the... Seems pretty straightforward in the practice and qualifying mode. Yeah, feedback pops up when they say stuff. All right. All right, we're on our laps now. Looks like Steiner's got a clean lap. I've not seen a single Gunther Steiner joke yet, which I'm surprised. All right, come across the line up to 8th now. 3 seconds off pole. Funheim comes in 11th. We're about halfway through the session. And it's just cloudy. There's no rain in the forecast, thankfully. That would really make things difficult, because you don't know if you're actually going quicker or not. I assume every run we're just going to go quicker, but we got to try to improve these cars as much as possible. So we're doing really well on the handling for Neri. All right. Or Neri's our engineer, that's right. Try to improve the handling here. Or the engine. Get him out on another run. Funheim. Man, you really want to get those high bonuses. But I can see where it's going to get tricky once we get towards the top of the golden bar here. Is this any different than downloading a mod for Motorsport Manager? I don't know. I haven't played Motorsport Manager, but this has got, you know, Funselektor, who's the developer that made this game. Their last game was Art of Rally, which I know a lot of folks really like. And this game right now is actually on sale, at least for me. It was 10% off. So it's like $13. And I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but I do love supporting a dev that's making cool things. So if you do have a little bit of extra cash, and I've had fun for the hour that I've been playing it so far, so even if I only get 5-6 hours out of it, it's still a lot of fun. All right, we're on our laps now. Or no, we're on our in-laps, so we've slid down the order a little bit. We're still 3.3 seconds off. Whoa, I can move the... I can move. Can I zoom in? Weird. Okay. All right, we're in the pits again. Try to get Steiner. Right, this is a big jump. I guess we want to go for the big ones for now. But now, okay, now we're within 15 points of redlining things, and we don't want to do that, it said. So I feel like we're really low down here. Oh, we got a good one. All right. Get it back on softs. What team am I managing? My own team. It's kind of the stand-in for Williams. All right, both cars are improving. I'll probably be able to do this better the next time. Ah, to see where the rain's coming from. Gotcha. Well, no rain today. That's cool. This is basically like Zandvoort is. Looks like we can click on other drivers too, if I can catch them. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I guess I could try click on them over here. Neat. This will be nice during the race if we need to follow one of our drivers more closely. But I assume we can zoom back out. That's cool. Oh, that's a good point. Thank you. Thank you, Jumpidus. Jumpedius. Says, send him out when there's clear track. That makes sense. So I gotta make sure I'm not sending him into traffic. Silly me. Well, looks like they both got a somewhat clear lap that time. But We're hanging around that mid to back of the pack. It's going to be a struggle, at least for these first few races. All right, coming back in the pits. We got about 10 minutes left. See if we can improve things even more. All right, we don't want to... It's a risk if I do this one. We've got... It says it's going to be a max of 20. Oh, no, we will come in just under. So we're at 72 now, so now I got to be careful. Oh, no, we went over. Oh, I got a golden tune. Amazing. I just got an achievement. I thought I went over. All right. So we got one of our cars with a golden tune for the engine. I didn't look at where I was sending him out, but hopefully he's in a good spot. All right. We'll get Von Heim here set up with something. Yeah, we got a golden tune for him as well. With the chassis handling. Doesn't look like you can DNQ, thankfully, but I also didn't look where I was sending him out. Frustrating. All right. See if we can get up the grid. It'd be great to start in the top half, but we've been just flirting with it, getting up there and then falling back down. Steiner saying he's in the zone. Yeah, it'd be neat if they incorporated like Le Mans stuff into this, but it's just focused on Grand Prix racing. Steiner up to 8th. Amazing. Oh, and Von Heim right behind him, slid back to 9th and 10th. I think we'll have time for one more. Once they come back in. Oh, I'm nervous for the race now. I hope we can get maybe at least one more part golden tuned. All right, let's... hopefully this will be a good gap. I guess you got to do it when you click on it. So this one, this would be perfect, actually. Oh, right on the line there. But we got a golden tune for handling. And we'll just try to get as high up as we can in the steering. I feel like I didn't get all 3 golden, but that's pretty good. We'll get them out there. All right, here's Von Heim. That'll be a good gap for him. All right, so hopefully we can get at least something else high up here. All right, not able to get him golden on something else, but improved a few of the statistics. No drivers have died yet, thankfully. Not looking forward to that part. Our team of Steiner and Von Heim here are golden boys in the golden lap. We've got 2 of the items of golden set up on Steiner. And this is, I think, the final lap we'll have for them. Green in the first sector on Steiner. Second sector green as well. Comes across the line. Oh, he didn't really jump up at all. Steiner. Von Heim, our rookie. He takes over the lead. Uh-oh. The old man's going to be upset about this one. Trying to hang on to that top 10. Edward slides in between our 2 drivers. So everybody rounds out qualifying. We're pretty much out of time. Oh, I slid back to 11th. We got some folks finishing their laps. I think... Yeah, it doesn't look like any cars are still on a lap. So, 12th. Oh, dang. Jake Petrolhead. He had 2 drivers die in a season opener for Season 2. Oh. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just learning our team, Von Heim and Steiner here. I did pick 2 drivers that aren't, you know, they're a bit risk averse, so hopefully they take it easy here for the start of things. All right. Nice. That was fun. Qualifying. First time. So here we are for the Pope team. I kind of didn't realize that my team was called Pope. It'd be fun if you could name your team and everything and actually design the car. I guess maybe we'll get to design stuff later. Who knows? But it looks like LeBron gets the pole ahead of Ezzolini, which is our Ferrari stand-in. So McLaren and Ferrari up front with the two Chapman cars, 4th and 5th, and Luigi Moretti and the Ezzolini starting in 6th. So we're starting 12th and 14th. And if we can finish without anybody getting killed in this first race, I guess we'll be I didn't realize that, Andrew, that makes sense why they would call it April. Man, that went right over my head up until this very moment. Dang. All right, we're in the race now. So the race is sunny, interesting for Zandvoort. We've got, it looks like 3 different compounds of tires. So in the 70s, they didn't make regular pit stops in a race until the very end of the decade. And even then, it wasn't like it is these days. But I assume, just from looking at things here, that we're going to have a strategy element of this where we'll be pitting. So we'll have to do it like they do a modern race. And I guess we have to decide what we want to do as far as... I have no idea how this is going to go, but if it's going to be a 1 or 2 stop strategy or something like that. It says this track usually has wet, but it's going to be dry for the whole thing. 59 laps. We'll see how long that takes. But here's our grid. Our drivers, Von Heim, which is our kind of our rookie driver. Artie Von Heim is a careful driver. And then Albert Steiner, who's supposed to be our journeyman here. He likes to take things slow. He doesn't do well when he overtakes people, but he is unshakable. And so if he's below 10th place, he receives a +1 to stats. So hopefully we can get both of these drivers up into the top half of the field. All right. So our strategy, I get to pick our strategies here. So we starting tires. So our range is not very good with the softs. So I guess we could do medium soft. We could do hard and last the whole race. It looks like. Hard and last the whole race, or medium and pit for softs at the end. Or softs and pit for mediums, and then go to the end. So since Von Heim takes penalties for passing, maybe we'll go soft tire for him. Or let's go hard tire for him. He'll just kind of plod along the entire race and hopefully does quite well with that. For Steiner, since he's a little... sorry, I'm doing these backwards. Steiner's our journeyman. Von Heim's our rookie. So we'll take soft tires with him, so maybe he'll overtake a bit at the start and then go pit stop in medium. This could be a terrible strategy, but at least we'll learn something. Driving styles. Neutral. So for our hard, we'll take a conservative approach for him with the driving so that that he doesn't die, most importantly, but then also just kind of plots along. Team orders. We're just going to have these guys fight. No team orders yet, anyway. In the old days, I feel like team orders are it's such an overblown part of F1 now, but in the old days, the drivers would just recognize if a driver was doing better in the championship, and they would be gentlemen about it. Go medium instead of soft. I'm going to go soft just for, I don't know, maybe it'd be a mistake, but we'll have to pit for mediums sometime during the race. All right, and so for Ari here, we'll give him a neutral drive. I don't want anybody to be a wild man out there. And then engine modes. We'll do medium for him as well. All right. Is there safety cars in this? I didn't even consider that there might be safety cars. Well, I think this is the strategy we'll go with. It could be totally wrong, but we're kind of going opposite ends of the spectrum. We got one driver that's going to do a really conservative strategy and just kind of plod along till the end of the race. Shouldn't have to pit or anything. And then we've got another driver that's going a little more aggressive. And we'll have to pit pretty early on, but hopefully make up some spots. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's continue to the first race. All right, I do got to read all this stuff. If you're just tuning in, this is Golden Lap, and it's a fun, like, kind of casual management F1 sim that's based on the 1970s, which is right up my alley. And we're doing our first race now. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's my first time ever doing this game, and I haven't really played a lot of management games, so it's been interesting. But I'm having a lot of fun so far, and hopefully we can get our 2 drivers through the race unscathed. All right, we got our standing screen though. That's obvious. Find other informations. We can hover our mouse over it or press tab to expand and reveal more information. That's okay. We'll have to try tab at some point. We got our driver's panel. Shows us our tire wear, remaining fuel, rubber on track, and water on track. Aha. Is that what this is? Interesting. So it says there's some water on the track right now. Maybe left over from overnight. High rubber means the cars will be able to maintain a higher speed, while higher water requires specific tires. Also allows us to change our driver strategy. Oh, so we can change those things that we set early on. So I guess if we see that drivers are getting stuck behind each other and stuff, we could change strategies. All right, our driver strategy will affect our speed, but also changes our tire wear. Engine mode affects your acceleration, but also changes your fuel consumption. And keep an eye on that fuel meter as refueling. Refueling is not an option. Gotcha. Okay. Pressing pit will cause the driver to enter the pit lane as soon as they can. From there, we can choose to change our tire type, repair your car parts, or tune our car parts. And then we can change our time controls. We can pause the race if we need to. That's good to know. All right. I don't know how this is going to go. I guess if it's a 59-lap race, we should try to aim to get to lap 20 or so with Von Heim before we pit for mediums. And hopefully Steiner doesn't have to pit at all. And we'll watch their fuel and make sure nobody's going to run out of fuel. But here we go. First race of the season. All right. Our guys are in the dark blue. And away they go. Oh, God. It's tough to see what's going on, so we'll try to zoom in a bit. Our 2 drivers are last. What is going on? Oh, no. Let's let him sort it out for a minute. But Steiner, maybe going really conservative there was not the plan. Hopefully Von Heim can pick up at least a spot here. We'll give him a couple laps, and we may have to fool around with some of these settings to try to push things along. So are these lightning bolts? This must be the a crash chance stress. All right, here comes Von Heim's gonna overtake the two shadow cars there, the night team at the back. it was a pretty bad start, but at least nobody crashed. That's the big thing, right? All right. Steiner, we better luck out by not pitting with Steiner, because that's he's pretty far off the back at this point. We'll leave him to it for now, though. I love the audio and stuff, the fake kind of announcers and... Oh, slow down, not overtake, yellow flag. So it looks like Edwards has crashed out. Okay. We're not going to pit yet. It's a little too early to pit. Yeah, I'm hoping we get some folks from reliability. Remember, when we chose our team at the beginning, the reliability and everything, it's the 70s. There should be a lot of attrition. But we have a 2-minute yellow flag here. It's nice that they give us a countdown. We're not last right now. We're doing all right so far. I think we're both still in the race. Obviously, we would like to move up some positions, but it's quite closely packed in front of Von Heim, so we'll see if, once we go green again, if he's able to pass a few cars. All right. Oh, come on. Steiner saying he's in the zone despite being 2 seconds off the end of the pack. It is getting awful cloudy, isn't it? But I'm not sure there's any... It's supposed to actually get sunnier. It's like Von Heim's stuck up behind Morrill. We gotta get a few more laps into this. Where is the lap count? Oh, there it is. 8. So we're on lap 8. So we gotta do another like 10 laps before we pit Von Heim, or else Yeah, or else we're going to burn off those medium tires. All right, I think he got in front of... Yeah, he got in front of Morrill. So we're back up into 16th with Vonheim, chasing Rodriguez. Yeah, I've already seen there's already mods on the Steam Workshop for this where folks have made, you know, the real driver names and everything. So if that's your thing, I kind of like the fictional, and it keeps it a little lighter hearted and stuff. But I know some folks really like to go... Oh, Morrill's passed him back. We're swapping for positions back here. All right, we're actually caught up behind Rodriguez now with our rookie star, Vonheim. All right, we got ahead of Rodriguez, too. Hopefully we can pull out a little bit of a gap here before... We got about 8 laps to go before we come into pit. And tires are getting quite worn. Oh, Rodriguez gets back around us. It would be nice if, like in the old Jeff Crammond games, you could set pit stop laps before the race and just adjust it during the race, rather than actively have to tell them to pit. But I guess that's not a big deal. You got to do something while the race is happening. All right, Steiner is just pitifully slow. We could up his driving style. Maybe we'll do that. What's this? What is the H? H is the tires. Okay, H is the tires. Then we've got the fuel. We're looking good on things. Hopefully we're not burning anything too much thus far. Well, oh, it looks like Steiner actually got around Morrill. So we're up in 15th with Vonheim. He's complaining over the radio. It's very, very modern F1 of him. Conservative on hards isn't very smart. I told you all when I first started the stream that probably make silly decisions. Yeah, we got up to 15th over in front of Schaub. Alright, we're getting close to needing some tires. Now, I don't want to blow the tires. We're not quite there yet, though. Some other cars are pitting, though, so I think we need to pit, huh? Can we get one more lap out of it so that we're just a little further along? We'll do one more lap and then tell him to pit. Vonheim's doing really well now. I mean, we're up into 13th because of strategy, up into 12th. All right, we get to pit here. These buttons allow us to adjust our driver's strategy once they leave the pit. Okay. This menu allows us to adjust tires. We know tires at this point. And then each car part's reliability, which is low enough number, the part braking, cause a crash. Okay, we don't need to repair anything, but that's good to know we can do all that. So we're going to put him on medium tires when he pits. And hopefully the tires don't blow before that happens, because I think they're awful low. And we're leaving Steiner out, and that's the whole plan. Steiner is up to 15th because of strategy thus far. Now, hopefully we don't have to pit him, but I'm thinking we might even on hards have to pit him. I was thinking those tires might last the whole race, but we're only lap 19 and they're already about half worn. All right, Vonheim's back in 17th now because of the pit stop. But at least we got to it without blowing anything. It looks like his tires are actually going to run out before the end of the race, too. All right, yellow flag. Dang. Was the pit stop? I didn't actually even see what the pit stop time was. So far, though, we've had 2 cars crash, and neither of them have been us, so... It is the first race for the team. Alright. So we're up into 13th and 15th. It's not the end of the world. I think the leaders got to pit, though, or they're going to get to pit under this yellow. Or I certainly would. 4-second pit stop. That doesn't sound bad. All right. We're in a good pack, though, all the way up to 10th. And so there's a potential we actually overtake and get up into the top 10 on this strategy. But I'm a little bummed that it looks like we're going to have to pit with Steiner. Unless the track rubbers in more and the tires start wearing less. I guess we'll have to see. But we're 13th and 15th right now. Steiner's actually ahead of Von Heim. But Von Heim should be quicker because of the tires he's on. Oh, we got overtaken. Here come the leaders. We're going to go a lap down, actually. Dang. Someday we'll be that team. Yeah, this is so much fun so far. I think, like, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but doing so many racing sims, they're not exactly relaxing to play, right? So it's fun to have something different where you can kind of sit and just relax and play something on a second screen or mess around with it as you're doing something else. Hey, our team is nothing but consistent with each other. We are back-to-back here in 13th and 14th as we approach halfway in the race. And it looks like, yeah, we're not going to make it on tires unless something changes. But we'll have to see. I'm like, you know, it's consistency, I guess. We'll see if it pays off for us. Now, I wonder what the points are for this. Like, is it top 6 get points like the old days in F1, or is it top 10? Because obviously you want to score points. That's the big goal. Got third coming up to overtake us, LaRousse. We're a little pack with Rodriguez here. So, hold on, we can try this tab thing. Oh, look at this. Fastest laps. Pretty much everybody's on medium tires right now. The leaders are swapping positions. Let's take a look at them real quick. Back-to-back, swapping positions. Oh, yellow flag. Who is it? It's not our guys, right? No, it isn't. Thank God. Yellow flag, 6 minutes. Should we pit? Maybe we want to pit Steiner. Because he's going to run out of tires anyway, and we could put him on some mediums and get him to the end of the race. So we're going to do that. Under this caution, we'll pit Steiner, which was never the plan. We were going to try to get him. Oh, are those tires going to run out before the end? Uh-oh. I guess we could also pit for hards and definitely make it to the end for... Alright, I think we can adjust things. We can adjust things. I don't like the idea of pausing because that gives me extra time, but we'll put hards... Alright, could we do another set of mediums? They're not going to make it to the end. We could bank on there being more cautions, but I just don't think there will be. So we'll go for hards on both cars. And that should get us to the end. Oh, why is our driving strategy back down to conservative? No wonder he was so slow. All right, got both cars in the pits. Great pit stops there. 8-second pit stops. Why can't I increase their strategies here? Is it because it's yellow? Yeah, that might have been I might have messed up going to hards there, but at least gotcha. Okay, so I'm learning. Maybe we could have got there on the mediums if this caution was long enough. But we'll definitely make it to the end with both now, and I guess we'll see if we can push a little bit with these guys. So we're quite far off 12th at this point, but it's likely cars will have to pit again, and we don't have to pit again. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully both cars are... Okay, yeah, we got them both doing normal strategy. I don't really want to chance crashing at this point. I think it would be important for us to finish our first Grand Prix. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point that I could manage them a little bit more during the race to pass and stuff. But all right, so if we can get, if Vonheim catches up here to Campbell, we'll get him a little more aggressive to see if we can get around him for a minute. But again, I really just want to make sure we finish this first race. We're in 13th and 14th right now. This is not the end of the world. This is not. Oh, we got another yellow. Christoph Fischer crashed. Everybody's crashing now. This is not Mercedes at Bahrain levels of, or McLaren rather at Bahrain levels of bad. All right. But I imagine, I mean, with all these yellows, we definitely could have made it on the medium tires. It's such a shame. It's kind of wild, though, that Vonheim is in front of Steiner, but only having pit once. But we're getting towards the pointy end of this one. We're 2/3 of the way in. 19 laps to go. Yeah, I could fast forward under cautions. Probably will start doing that at some point. Oh, yeah, I like the design of it. It's very, like, simple. I feel like it would be an amazing game to play on, like, a tablet. But as far as I know, this is only available on PC. So it's... I know, like, I had Art of Rally on my Switch, which was kind of fun, just as something to have when traveling. But this game would be, like, perfect. All right, we're back under green, 13th to 14th. There's only 16 cars left in the race. Vonheim leads Steiner here, and we're chasing, trying to get up to 12th. All right, we get around a couple cars in the pits there. So we're up to 12th now. We got 2 more spots and get into the top 10 with the driver. Do we tell Vonheim to push it a little bit, or do we just hope that we can win out on strategy? Oh, hard close. I found the best strategy is to leave the engine on medium while checking the burn mode until they have about -0.3 laps of fuel at the very end, letting them run. Love that you're playing this. Thank you. It's very nice of you to both give me some hints as well as a super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, it would be a great, like, Switch, or I don't know how you would... I guess the Switch is touchscreen, isn't it? But maybe that's the issue. Even, like, I would play this on my cell phone. I don't play a lot of cell phone games, but I did some traveling last week, or a couple weeks ago, and, like, this would have been so much fun in the airport. Also, I know Steiner is kind of stuck behind Vonheim here, but I'm not necessarily into team orders to let them pass each other. Yeah, it does seem like it's based a little bit on modern F1, but you know, if it was pure 70s F1, you probably wouldn't make pit stops most races, so it's probably a bit better. I don't know, should Steiner get around Vonheim to see if he could catch the 11? Oh, he did. He did on himself. See? We don't have to get involved. They'll settle it amongst themselves. Now Vonheim's complaining he can't get around Steiner. All right, I mean, Von Heim he's a conservative driver in his own right. Do we push a bit to see if we can get up into that top 10 with him? I'm going to go for it. I hope he doesn't crash. Oh, thank you, Darren. Motorsport Manager. See, I haven't played Motorsport Manager, and I feel like I should. Man, our two drivers are right on top of each other. I guess we could zoom in a little bit here. Von Heim gets around. Rodriguez there up into 11th, so we're 11th and 12th right now. We'll go back to normal strategy here. Our two drivers are right on top of each other. We're following them around. They're just shadowing each other. Well, thank you, Darren, for the super chat as well. Oh, we need one more position. All right, Steiner, come on. I'm gonna give him a little bit more. Push a bit. We're at that stage of the race now. We only got 7 laps to go. The stress meter. Oh, what does this mean? Okay, crash chance low. Okay, so you can kind of... Okay, it's medium now. I don't like that. Interesting. So you can, like, play with the... Let's have Von Heim or Steiner here push a bit. So you can play with the stress meter a little bit and see... I guess it didn't make sense for me to tell Von Heim to push, because he is stuck behind our teammate. Come on, Steiner. All right, stress is getting a little higher here. We'll let it come back down a little bit. Yeah, I know, I got him backwards. Yeah, Jackson, that's actually a good point. That kind of reminds me a bit of Bomber Crew, which is a fun little game. Oh no! Steiner crashed because I made him push. The thing that I didn't want to happen. Hopefully he didn't die. But now we just have Von Heim left in the race. With 4 laps to go, and he's probably going to run out of laps to catch 10th. Ugh. We'll have to see what the damages are and everything. The heartbreak. The heartbreak. I missed his message saying this lap is going to be a breeze. Steiner. Okay, it's a red flag if it's a fatality. Okay. So we didn't lose him, but we did have a crash. We're coming into the final couple of laps. I'm just going to let Von Heim here try to finish it out. I would love to get the 10th, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm not sure, because I think we're a lap down, so I'm not sure if this is the final lap or if we'll do one more. Yeah, one more lap. Looks like the leaders are finishing and winning the race. We're going to be the last car across the line, as it looks. Coming up one position short to get a top 10 in our debut. I was hopeful we'd bring both cars home, but we get one more lap here. We'll come around final corner, come across the line, get that 11th place. We finished a race. But Joel Ryan gets a 1-2 for LeBron in our first race. Took 3 pit stops. So maybe we can take more pit stops. I'm seeing that I only took 1 pit stop with Albert. And, yeah, Ari took 2. But I guess Luigi finished in 4th and only took 1. So a 1 stop can be viable. But Paul Ryan finished 2nd. Levy Mark Levi Mach. That's what a cool name that is. Levi Mach finishes in third on the podium. Then Luigi Moretti ahead of Gabriel Larousse and Tristan Loop finishes sixth. We finish in 11th with Artie and back in 16th with Steiner. Ugh. I'm a little bummed we crashed there. But here's our podium. Joel Ryan and Paul Woods ahead of Levi Mach. Or Levi Mach. Alright, we don't get any points. It looks like it's just top 6 that get points. But, wow, a lot of points. So it's interesting. It's kind of a mix of, like, new and old. Oh, this is team points. Okay. 44 points, though. What is the points format of this? Alright, we made $4. We missed our race bonus, though. So that's going to hurt us. Alright, here's the driver standings. Yeah, interesting. So it is a top 10 points. So it is modern, I guess, points. But gives us more opportunities to get points. Top 6, that was brutal back in the day. I mean, it really meant a lot when you got a point. But it was brutal back in the day. Alright. So that's our first race done. So we get a sponsored challenge available. I'll probably be doing maybe a couple races tonight. I don't know how long I'll stream for, but having a lot of fun with this so far. Interested to see how we can improve the car here. So a sponsor challenge. Some sponsors have reached out willing with some interesting sponsorship offers for the upcoming events. We should take a look. Okay. Alright, so with Versprung, we can get a golden tuning of the steering. And with metal tubing, finish on the podium in a race without using the highest engine push mode. We're not going to be able to do that. We could try to do this Versprung. I think we could probably get the golden tuning on one of our cars for steering. Especially around this crazy version of Silverstone. Alright, so, yeah, we go to Silverstone next. I don't think there's anything to do in our team. Everybody survived the first race, which is good. We already looked at the standings, so we can go to the garage and take a look at everything. So, interesting. So, this is where we could assign people different things. And this is where we can do upgrades. We can also build new. What's involved with that? This is $5 to build a new engine. That'll have better stats, I guess. I don't think we'll do that yet. We have $5. I think we should probably start upgrading something. And considering Artie's kind of our lead driver, maybe we'll work on his car. I guess Albert's our lead driver, but Artie did finish, so we'll give him the improvements. So we can work on engine, chassis, or handling. It seemed like he had trouble passing, so maybe we'll try to upgrade the steering to see if we can work on that. That gets us a little bit higher with the steering, though. $5 to build a new engine. You could imagine it's like a, you know, add 2 zeros to it, add 3 zeros to it. Yeah, do I not have to repair damage? I mean, I guess the car is just... It's interesting. Von Heim's car is more damaged than Steiner, even though Steiner crashed. I don't know. We'll give our better stuff to... Yeah, we'll give Ari... I don't know what I'm doing. This looks good. I just want to get into the second event. All right, Silverstone. All right, so it looks like it's going to be raining during this one, so that'll be a whole new challenge. And I have to put me over here for this one, so I'm not blocking the track. Although we can move it a little bit. All right. So we got to do our practice. We know a lot more this time. We need to get golden steering. So maybe we'll get Von Heim. I guess we should try it with both, because if we don't get it, then that'll be the issue. So Steiner, let's try to, all right, we got to send him out for laps. I guess we have to do wet. How wet is it? It looks wet, so we'll do wet tires. We'll get these guys to do a lap and get them to improve everything. All right. Yeah, it's like Silverstone with some more steps to it. First car's out on track, though. Yeah, I guess it does have like a Union Jack design on the runways in the background. Oh, I guess we shouldn't be on wets. Everybody else is on inters. The guys should be coming in after this lap. We're going to be much slower on this out lap. I can't... Okay, the rain gauge, I guess I see it. So it's how much it goes up and down here is how wet it actually is. So right now we're at like a third wetness, whatever that means. All right, coming in the pits. We'll get on inters for the time being, and we'll try to improve some stuff. So we got to get our sponsorship challenge is to get the steering here to a golden tune. I don't want to ignore everything else, but maybe you can just kind of focus on stuff. So, all right, we'll send out Steiner again, and we'll send out Von Heim here. We'll do the same thing. Try to get our... Ooh, that's not a good one. If it's really low like that, I'm not going to spend points on it. All right, we'll do a stint on inters here. Alright, good to know. So it seems like the inters are fairly good for most things. Now, I wonder if crashing is more likely... Like, is crashing more likely in the wet? I imagine it would be, right? If it's anything like real life. Get myself off the track there. Alright, we got the two guys out there. Fastest laps. We're actually sitting mid-pack now. So, see, if I hadn't had Steiner push there towards the end of the last race, we could have had both cars at least finish. Well, we got to get that top 10 so we get the sponsorship bonus. All right, but Steiner's back in the pits, so we're gonna try to get the golden tune for whatever we can out of this handling. 8's quite low. Let's see if we can improve. I don't want to ignore everything else. 1 to 8. This is our best odds. Oh, all right. 5 to 17 is pretty good. All right, we'll get him out there, do another lap. We'll get Von Heim as well. 3 to 19. We got to take that. Yeah, I mean, for folks that weren't here earlier, I think the last management game I played seriously was over 20 years ago with the EA Sports F1 manager at the time. So it's definitely not my forte, but I'm having fun so far. I mean, it's a totally different type of thing than like sim racing, right? It's just a fun kind of casual click about, see if you can make a team that wins a championship, you know? And we're having fun so far. We've got our two drivers, both still living, which is huge. Yeah, I didn't pick a calendar or anything, so I think this is just the season. It's not, it's the tracks kind of look like the real life ones, but they're not the real life ones. So this is a stand-in for Silverstone, obviously. Alright, it looks like we didn't improve, though. Oh boy. Might be getting too wet for the inters at this point. Ah, the race season's randomized, yeah. It says it starts in 1970, and I don't know how many seasons you can go in a career. But I assume it just kind of adds a year on, and it's somewhat the same, but you can keep developing everything. Alright, we get Steiner back in the pits. Alright, we're getting close to the perfect tune for the steering. Alright, we don't... Oh, no. We don't want to go over. It's a big risk if I risk it. What do I do? Alright, we got plenty of time. I'm not gonna chance it. We'll try to improve some of the other stuff, because God knows we need to. Alright. Let's put them on wets and see what happens. Alright, we'll improve on Heim as well. Nice, that's a nice big chunk there. So we're improving our car stats, and we're trying to get what's called a golden tune, which is when we get these stats kind of up to the top. You could think of this as, you know, we're adjusting the car based off the driver feedback, and you have to try to spend these points as wisely as you can. Yeah, we definitely don't want to go over, and so hopefully when he comes back in the pits, it'll be a more acceptable range for improvement. But we've got still 20 minutes left in this session, so at least 3 more runs, I'd imagine. I'm really enjoying this so far, though. Finding the golden tune, as it says in the title. Yeah, I don't know if you can just do an outlap and then have them come back in and that would count. I don't know. Would definitely save some time having them not do 3 laps. Everybody's on wet tires now, though. It seems like I switched over at the perfect point. Gotcha. They need to do a timed lap to get more tuning points, which is what we're after right now. I do care about the lap time because of qualifying, but I'm trying to remember where we just qualified for the last race. We were about the same position, I think. Right around that midpoint. Alright. Yeah, this is much better. Come on. Get the golden tune. Perfect. We got it. We got it on one car. That's going to give us some extra money. Alright, we'll go back out. We'll do the same with Von Heim. Hopefully we can also get it with him. Yeah, we also got it with him. Alright. We're in the money. Is that going to be 2 extra bucks per driver, or... Alright, well, we'll speed it up a little bit to, Oh no, we got a crash. Luigi Moretti One of the Ferrari drivers crashed. Wait, so he came in the pits. Steiner, why'd you come in the pits? Did he make contact with him? That was interesting. Maybe because of the yellow, he abandoned his run? Yeah, hopefully we make some money off this race so we can keep improving stuff. Alright. So Fonheim, I think he did his laps. I don't think we're going to be able to improve in qualifying, but we will still try to work on the car's setups here. Alright. Engine is not doing so hot. I need to try to get more points into that. We got 6 minutes. Hopefully we can get one more run. Why is Steiner pitting again? I'm so confused what's happening with Steiner. He like came in the pits. Here he comes in again. Is he just not capable of doing a lap anymore? Alright, I guess he came in. Right, Steiner's going to have the good engine, I guess. And Fonheim. I hope I can spend points one more time here. Alright, it's coming back in. We only have a few seconds. Come on. We're not going to be able to improve anything else. So we got the golden tune for both of them on the steering, which is what our sponsor challenge was. So in that way, it was successful. But it wasn't a very good qualifying session. We're starting 12th and 14th for the race. I don't know why Steiner came into the pits so many times. I guess he just finally did that run he was on. But alright, we'll wait for him to come in. I wonder if it'll dry up for the race or if we'll have a race in the wet here. Alright. Moretti DNF's out of qualifying, but I guess they get to keep their starting spot. Like the good old days. Gold tune the steering on one of your cars. Do I fail it because do I fail it because I did both of them? Alright, we're starting back in 12th and 14th. The two LeBrons are on the front row again, ahead of the Ferraris and the Lotuses. Alright, strategy. It looks like it might rain for the first half of the race and then it'll stop. So we're going to have to start on inters for both of these guys. Not raining that hard, so hopefully it'll be... you know, enough that we can do all right here. I mean, I guess we'll start them kind of mid, keep them kind of the same. And I'm afraid to make any of them push now because we saw what happened in the last race when we had Steiner push towards the end there. So, I don't know. What is this? David Edwards, driver of Team April, partied a bit too hard yesterday and is now hungover. They receive a -1 modifier to their abilities for the current session. David Edwards, okay. Starting right behind us. Hopefully the partying doesn't affect his start. Yeah, we'll have to gauge the wetness of the track, and I guess it says it's going to be wet till then. And so if we can hold off pitting till the very end, we can put some slicks on and get them to the end here. All right, but race 2, we're at Mock Silverstone now, and I don't know. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better than the first one. If I can get one driver in the top 10, I'll be pretty happy. But the goal is, again, to finish, and we'll see how it goes. All right, away they go. All right, let's let it sort out through the first lap here. I wonder if incidents are more likely off the start than other times in the race. I feel like we didn't get any collisions last race. It It was all like single car DNFs. I don't know what that was. Von Heim lost a position. Von Heim's back to 19th now. Steiner's holding on all right so far. Did we want him to push? I'm afraid he crashed last time I made him push. But he's like right on the car in front. We're not going to let his stress bar get too high this time. We'll pull it back as soon as it gets up towards the yellow. All right, Steiner, come on, overtake him. All right, we got to go back. We got to go back to our calm strategy here. Straight with Rodriguez again. Oh, he lost a position. Steiner stuck behind Rodney Campbell. I gotta get him to push again. Last time he crashed in the yellow, so I don't really want to push him past that. All right, Steiner got around Rodriguez again. And Campbell. There we go. Get him up into 14th. All right, we'll get him back down. Try to get him de-stressed. Now that he's ahead, maybe he can pull away. Von Heim's still way in the back. He's not accustomed to the wet driving yet, I guess. Oh, come on. Don't lose the positions. We just got it. Steiner lost it to Rodriguez. This is truly the back marker experience for fighting for the back. Oh, no. Rodney crashed. All right. Oh, we're going to stay out during this yellow. I mean, we'll speed it up here. Stay out during the yellow. It's very early in the race. So far, so good. We're not doing very well on speed, but we're holding on to things. We'll get it back down to 1 times for the race. I'm sure once you get really used to this, you'll just speed through the races, but I still want to make sure I'm not missing something. All right, Steiner's up behind Rodriguez now, and Von Heim going to get up behind him. So we got our 2 drivers together again. Ooh, it stopped raining. The track's still wet, obviously, but Fischer is battling with Von Heim, and Steiner's still battling with Rodriguez for 14th. Could be kind of fun if it was multiplayer with every single other team being other players. Are there management games like that? That could be kind of interesting. Another way to compete with people. Yeah, I can see. So yeah, the rain bars keeps going down. Now, at what point do we put slick tires on? We're gonna run out of these inters before that halfway mark. Now, we could tell our drivers to kind of calm down and try to nurse these tires. And maybe try to just change directly to slicks, but is that still too wet for slicks there? It seems it. So we'll probably have to pit for inters again, and then pit again for slicks at the end of the race. Steiner's still like right with Rodriguez. Come on, buddy. Gotta get around him. Telling him to push here for just a second. All right, he got ahead. Albert. He's not even green yet. Albert. Oh, it's red flagged. You just click the oh dear button, I guess. Oh. We were telling him to push to try to get in front of Rodriguez, and he just pushed that a little too much. Well, That's wild. Albert Steiner. Well, we won't forget you. Anyways, all right, we got to try to get Von Heim here out of the back of the pack. It's not real, so we can all laugh about it, right? Oh, pit. Why is everybody pitting? Oh, it's because it's halted. Well, we're going to go back on inters, I guess. I guess we'll speed this up. Get us back to green. All right, restart. We're on inters still. We got a new fresh set of inters, though. Von Heim was not doing well in this race either. Now, I'm afraid to make him push. Because... oh, what's going on with this driver? Somebody's got a... what is this? What does that mean? It's like got an issue or something? Yeah, he's coming into the pits. All right. So that gets us up to 16th with Von Heim. He's battling for nearly last place. Morrill's a little bit further behind us. I'm afraid to make him push because everything bad happens whenever we push. All right, we'll get him onto the front stretch here. He just got in front of Rinaldi, so let's see if he can catch up to Fisher on his own before I make him push. He says he's in the zone this lap. I hope he's right. Flat tire, all right. Gotcha. All right, he's trying to get past Fisher here. Do we make him push a little bit to see if he can do it? I got to. Just don't push too hard, buddy, all right? It's no, it's not worth your life. All right, he's going to try to get past him. There he goes. He gets past Fisher. We'll get him back down. Get back in the calm zone. We don't need a double whammy on this race. Now he's stuck behind Rodriguez. Familiar situation for our team. Last time this had terrible results. All right, so I can burn more fuel now. Oh, I didn't even think of that, adjusting that. Dang. I'm learning. Appreciate folks that play this game and are watching me struggle through it at first. All right, we're not perfect on fuel, but I'm going to burn a little bit more for now to see if we can get up, at least stick with these guys towards the top 10. Yeah, Fred, I was kind of the same. I saw it come out and I was like, I want to do that, but I've been busy with so many things. And then finally had some time tonight and figured, why not stream it? It's not exactly new news, but I know there'd be some folks that hadn't seen this game yet. Oh, we got to slow down. All right, we got into conservative mode. Somebody crashed. We're up into 12th now, which is 2 more spots to get to that top 10. That's our goal. It's one of our sponsorship goals is to finish in the top 10. We also want points, which is what the top 10 gives. And it's the only way we can redeem Mr. Steiner is to get a top 10. So that's our goal right now. We'll speed up this caution flag. No pitting right now. We're on pretty good tires, and we're saving fuel under yellow here, which is kind of cool that it automatically does that for us. All right, back in the race. They're in 12th position. We're chasing Acosta. Is it Pedro Acosta? All right, we take over Acosta. Get up into 11th. We're close on fuel. So here's our... Okay, this is cool. We can actually see some strategy. So saying we've got we're going to run out right towards the end. But if we can get past a few cars, then we can maybe go into fuel save later. Really close battle for 10th here between three cars. We'll leave Funheim to it for now. We don't really need him to push at the time being. I feel like we're actually quicker than these cars in front because we caught him from a ways back. Here he goes. There we go. Funheim. Up into 10th. Double overtake there down the hangar straight. All right, pull away from him, buddy. Oh, he's being overtaken again. Edwards jumped back in front of him. Hold on, we'll zoom in on Funheim. This is a pretty good battle here. He's racing side by side with Edwards, it seems. Edwards has got his teammates, the two April cars, back-to-back here for 9th and 10th. Might be able to unseat both of them. All right, down the hangar straight again. Maybe he can make the move coming up here into the corner. No. Yeah, we're a little bit short on fuel right now to make it to the end on this strategy, but we'll figure out a time to save once we get into a gap. All right, we got ahead of Edwards again. See if we can stay there and catch up, hopefully, to Fonseca in front of us. All right, we've built that little bit of a gap. Yeah, use the DRS, Funheim. Don't forget about it. All right, he's closed up on Fonseca, we'll call him. There's a nice big gap in front of Fonseca up to Schaub, so we can get around Fonseca. Here we go, up into 9th position. Come on, Funheim. Oh, it's starting to rain again. We can see the rain's actually going to increase quite a lot towards the end of the race. Oh, do we go to... When we pit, it's not going to be that wet, but do we go to wets? As we're battling for 8th position, but do we go to wets when we pit? Try to pit as late as possible and go to wets because it's going to get so wet to the end of the race. We're battling with Fonseca here for 8th position. It's the highest we've been yet in a race. If you're just tuning in, our other driver, Arthur Steiner, had a bit of a whoopsie earlier on after we radioed him to push a little bit, and we're fearing the worst, but we're waiting for medical to get back to us. All right, we got ahead of Fonseca. See if we can build a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure I'm going to save fuel until the final stint because we'll probably naturally save fuel being on wet tires anyway if it's anything like real life. Yeah, we could conserve tires. That's actually not a bad idea. How do we do that, though? We'd have to go to the conservative driving strategy. We're up into 7th. People are starting to pit and stuff. I'm worried we're going to get overtaken if we do that, which I don't want to do. We'll see if we can extend just a little bit. We'll get him back to the normal neutral strategy if it looks like, yeah, he's going to be overtaken. With Barry R. I'm happy to see, I don't know if anybody else here watches Super GT, but he's been sick, and I'm happy to see he's doing better. All right, we're up into 6th, but it's on strategy right now. We're going to have to pit here in a few laps. It says we've got 5 laps left of tires, and we're going to use every one of them. We're on lap 30 of 44. Do I pit for wets? I think I got to pit for wets and hope I don't lose too much time at the beginning of the stint, because we'll have to pit again at the end of the race or risk jumping off. We already got drivers on wets, so it seems like a no-brainer. Yeah, we're going to pit for wets. We're still going to run it a bit longer, though, because I think I'm still quicker than these cars that are on wets already. What are we doing for lap times here? I'm doing 2-minute 32s. Cars in front, two slower. Cars behind me. Oh, we had a car on wets doing 159s. Ah, this is so cool, isn't it? Seems like folks aren't losing much time going to wets. We even got a car going faster on wets. The leaders there are on inters. It's tough to tell. We'll still do we'll stick to our strategy. It doesn't seem to be making too much of a distance. Or a difference, rather. Yeah, we'll see what happens once we come out on the wets. We're like right on the number. We're only 0.1, 0.2 laps of fuel off. All right, we're gonna have to pit here very soon. 2.8 laps left. We'll do one more. Up in 6th place right now. We're gonna lose. Hopefully we slide out behind in between 8th and 9th maybe. Keep 8th place. Do one more lap. It's starting to rain harder though. Alright, we're going to have him pit for wets coming up here. And then we'll probably slow him down a little bit. Tires are almost gone, but it says here, I'm using the gauge here, it says at this point I've got 1.7 laps left of tires. So, you should be able to make it. Alright, coming in the pits this time. Get them onto wets. We made it into the pits. The tires didn't blow, which is good. Hopefully we come out in 8th. Come on. It's going to be a battle. Oh, we're just got overtaken for 8th. All right, we'll keep them on a strategy for now, but we are going to have to slow down right at the end. We're at 0.0 laps left at the checkered flag. 0.1 laps. So we are in the green, but barely. Holding on to 9th place, but we've got Schaub coming up behind us. We're chasing Lupe. So we've got the two, I don't know what team this is, but Lovera and Laframboise. If I can get, just even hold on to 10th, I will be very happy. That's exactly what we need. Oh, we're right on the line. We're going to have to jump him into conservative mode for at least a couple laps just to make sure we make it to the end. But yeah, it's quite rainy now. We've got a little bit of a gap. All right, we'll see if we can get him into conservative mode just to save like a tiny bit of fuel here. Since it doesn't seem like we're necessarily going to catch the two in front. We just need our fuel remaining to be just slightly we need slightly more fuel basically. Save a little bit. Yellow flag. No concerns anymore about it. We'll get through this yellow. Brings us back up to 8th. Somebody in front of us crashed. We got a puncture out there. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, you're right. It's engine mode that does the fuel, not the tires. Dang. It's alright. We're going to be fine now, though. We should be fine on fuel because we would have saved it. Yeah, we got 0.7 laps left at the end. Just want to make sure. Maybe for the last lap or so, we'll turn it down. Laframboise went out. Oh, boy. Alright. We're actually on the lead lap still, I think. Ryan's coming up to lap 10th, but so far we're on the lead lap. If we actually go a lap down, that'll even help us more on the fuel strategy. I'm the one clicking the buttons. Don't any of you forget that. That's fun. I appreciate all the help because it's definitely not my kind of game usually. But now that I've done a couple races, we'll hopefully close this one out successfully here. But definitely catching on to it. It is not a complex. I imagine for these types of strategy games, it's not insanely complex, but it is approachable. So it's just some good fun. Oui, la framboise. La framboise. Well, there's not a lot of reason to push now. I'm not going to catch 7th. I'm just trying to stay in front of 9th. I don't think it's worth crashing at this point. Maybe if I pushed earlier on, but you saw I pushed Steiner, and what happened to him? We don't quite know yet, but I don't think it's good. We're managing to stay on the lead lap, though. So if there happened to be some kind of red flag, we would be okay. Oh, but there goes. Ryan wins the race. And we're coming to the end here. We're going to have just enough fuel to get to the finish. And we'll definitely finish 8th now. We could actually back it off a little bit. There's no chance to be overtaken now. Yeah, Doc Trench, I'm exactly with you. I think if it was the real driver names and stuff, the deaths and things would be, I don't know, just be kind of gross. It's just kind of comic fun with it all being fake. All right. Oh, we got an update. Albert Steiner's in the hospital recovering from their crash. The doctor says it'll be 3 races before they're in racing shape again. So I guess we're going to have to pick a replacement. But it's good to hear Mr. Steiner has not been killed. I'm happy about that. I don't know what kind of replacement drivers we're going to get, though. But we do. We finish in 8th position with Artie Von Heim. Joel Ryan wins. I think that's his 2nd win now. Ahead of Paul Woods, Luigi Moretti, and Levi Mach. Gabriel Larousse and Tristan Lupe round out the top 6. We finish just behind Luana Lovera. He's okay. It's good. All right. So we get 4 points from that finish, and that gets us on the constructor standings. We're ahead of April and Hemlock in the constructor standings, and we're only 2 points behind Wayland. So we're very much in the mix for best of the rest. I guess you'd have to look at it as LeBron, Ezzolini, and Chapman are the 3 kind of top teams. And then, we're battling for the best of the rest. All right, we got $8 because we finished. We bet all our goals. We got the $4 income for the base pay. We got $2 for finishing in 10th or above. And then we did get our $2 for getting the golden tune on our steering, which is always good. So now, in the driver's points, it looks like Artie Von Heim is right behind Felix Laframboise, tied with 4 points for 8th. So we're tied for 8th position. And just ahead of Jan Schaub. We'll see if we can hold him off. Nice. All right. Albert Steiner's not available for the weekend, so we'll have to pick a replacement. All right, I will let you guys contemplate who we should pick as a replacement driver here for a minute. I'm going to get another water here real quick, and I'll be back, and we'll probably do one more race. Just see how things are going. I'm enjoying this so far. I hope you're enjoying it. Something a bit different. And we'll try one more race here to see if we can redeem Albert Steiner and find his replacement. But I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Who did we choose? Steiner's out for 3 races. Looking back through all your comments. Holgerson. Xavier Dual. I like that name. Tim Morstan. Tim. A lot of people saying Tim. Steiner. So interesting. Now, I would have assumed they were just like randomly generated drivers and stuff. But it sounds like from what y'all saying that they're kind of a stock list. That's interesting. So Tim Morstan, what do we got? What does Tim got going on? He's $8 though. That's so expensive. And if he's just gonna be in here for a race, then for 3 races, I don't want to go with a free driver. I mean, I feel like that's too small or too risky. We do want to get some kind of results, but I've seen some folks. Morel? Where's Morel? I don't see Morel. Go free, update the car. Do we get a free driver? And I mean, who? They don't need money. So this guy's a jerk. Okay, they're good at tires and they're patriotic. We might have to go with one of the Italians. Any preference over Antonio Romano or Antonio Vitale? Vitale or Romano? You can't see. All right. I'm going to go with Romano. We'll go free. Oh, look at the mustache. I like it. All right, we got a replacement. He's a free driver, but we're trying to upgrade the car. We'll give him all the worst parts. Let's go to the garage here real quick. We're going to Hockenheim, or the Schwarzwaldring, the Black Forest track. All right, and so driver number 2, I guess, is still Artie, but we'll give Artie the better car, the better chassis, and the better steering. And we'll also upgrade something of his. Or what do we... So, upgrades, that'll make it better, right? Okay, I don't want to base it off reliability. I want to base it off the performance numbers. So, we actually want to give Artie the steering here, but the engine and the chassis are the same. We'll give the worn out stuff to Romano, and then we'll try to upgrade. We'll upgrade our engine. Since we're going to the Hockenheim, we'll upgrade our engine performance, and we'll do chassis because we haven't done chassis yet. So why would I build a new just to have a third? I feel like we're not there yet. Oh, Heartclose, thank you again. I want to drive this variation of Hockenheim in a sim so badly. I'm excited to... I didn't really look at it closely, but it looks like a speed cathedral dream of a circuit. Hey, that tracks with Hockenheim then. But I appreciate the super chat again. Thank you. All right, and I guess maybe we'll do 2 engine upgrades, but why would I guess I would build a new item so that we just had an extra one. Okay. So that gives us a bigger... So let's build a new engine then. I guess we can't because it's $5. Can I undo my upgrade? I spent points the wrong way. Are all of these $5 to... Yeah. Alright, live and learn. But that makes sense. Big upgrade. So we'll save our money. I'm going to save my money. And hopefully next time I can buy like 2 things. But Artie's got a pretty good car. Coming off an 8th place finish, 2nd race out. I'd say we're doing pretty well for our rookie season. 1970 season, top left. I didn't see if anybody said how many seasons we can do, but I imagine maybe it's the decade, so we got to try to be champions by the end of the decade or something. All right, we're going to continue. We're going to be doing the race here at the Schwarzwaldring, the Black Forest track. Gotcha. Yeah, building it at the start of the season. Makes sense. All right, looks like we're just going to be having a sunny practice here. Stavio Canto partied too hard, so they're going to have a -1 modifier. And Felix Leprambois. And Luna Oliveira. Whoa, they all went out together, maybe. All right, we're going to get Von Heim on the track first. Okay, we can't tune anything yet, but we'll go out with soft tires. Get these guys out on the track. Yeah, look at this. It basically looks exactly like Hockenheim, except it doesn't have the Ostkurve chicane. So, interesting. I mean, honestly, this is actually the most faithful track yet to the real thing. I guess because Hockenheim isn't really around anymore, then... Uh-oh, somebody crashed. Woods! Oh, P2 driver for LeBron. Dang. All right. We don't have a specific bonus this time to get, so I'm just going to try to upgrade as smart as possible. All right. Go back out on softs. And Romano's in as well. All right, we'll get them both out. Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't have had a chicane, but it's missing. I guess it's very similar. Like the chicanes are going in a opposite direction as usual. Oh, perfect. We come around to do our laps, and we come around to do our laps, and the whole field is coming out. Oh, we really timed that poorly because I don't know if this is actually going to count. I think I might have messed this up because we went out when it was yellow flag still. I hope that counted, even though it was kind of a poor use of time. It did. Thankfully, we can increase the car. We got to remember qualifying, though, is actually the thing we're doing right now. Oh my god, it's just engine tuning that's got the most points right now. We'll see if we can get these guys off the very back of the grid. But it looks like the whole field's packed up now, which might actually bode well for us to get a good qualifying lap in. Should have clear track. Everybody's gone in the pits. And as long as they don't come out again right when we're doing our laps. All right, this would be our first good qualifying laps. Up to 9th and 11th. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's all a little fictional, but I'm saying it's probably the closest out of the 3 tracks we've raced on so far. It's definitely the closest to reality. All right, finally upgrade something else a little bit. All right, we'll get Von Heim out there for another run. So if you weren't here earlier, so what we're doing right now is basically setting up the cars, but the way the system works for this is you have a limited number of points each time the driver comes in after a run, and you just try to spend them as effectively as possible to get to the golden tuning, but the golden setup for that part of the car. It would be, I think it would be very neat if somebody modded in, if it's possible to mod in like the real tracks. I think I'm with, I forget who was saying that earlier, but I don't know if I'd want, like, because drivers can die and stuff, like I don't think I'd want the real drivers in here. So it's kind of fun that part's fictional because you can just kind of have fun with it, even though it's a little morbid is maybe the best way to describe that. But real tracks would be kind of cool. but I'm having a lot of fun with this. I knew because it was from Funselektor that this game would be very well built, and like maybe you don't like all the features, or you wish it had more features in certain areas, but it doesn't have a single glitch that I've seen so far. It's very competently made. Funselektor makes really solid games. So, and I have no deal with like I've never talked to anybody there. So this is I just think they make great games. I'm definitely not alone in that. I know most people like their games a lot. We'll try to improve some of these things here. Just getting the cars set up. We don't have a golden tuning on anything yet, but we still got 16 minutes, so we should get at least one more run, or 2 more runs out of these guys. Getting close. Yeah, fictional names, real tracks. That would be my preference, based off what I've seen so far. Yeah, when it's fictional, like it's a bit morbid, but it's, you know, it's just kind of, it's a truth of the era, right? That the drivers definitely died, and it adds a strategy element to things that people can get hurt. They should mod in Caesar's Palace, yeah. You just gotta. Hey, we got a golden tuning on the engine for Funheim. All right, let's see if we can get something else golden here too. Oh, very close there. Yeah, we got golden chassis set up. Now we just focus on the steering. If we can get a full golden setup for Funheim, that would be amazing. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Oh, all right, that one didn't work out. I feel like Romano is so much further behind Funheim in their setups. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, there's already some mods for this, so, and it's Steam Workshop compatible, so they're on the Steam Workshop. I think I saw on there like the 1982 or 4 F1 season. If you want to, I think it just changes all the teams to be real, all the drivers to be real drivers. And if that's your thing, then go for it. All right, we're still not doing that well in qualifying, but I am happy that we have a good setup under our car. Very close. Do I risk it? Oh, we did it. We have a full golden setup. That makes me so happy. I don't know why. All right, we got a golden chassis at least for Romano. I wasn't able to get golden engine for him. I think this will be our last run, so. All right, we just gotta hope Funheim gets a good lap here. This is it. Coming to the line. Oh, 9th. 10th. We're gonna slide back a little bit, but at least we will be in the middle of the pack with him for the big race. Yeah, that's not so bad. We got a full golden setup on his car, and we're going to be starting mid-pack. Romano is doing okay, despite being a pay driver. We'll just wait for Lovera to finish after the party. Come into the pits here. All right, qualifying complete. All right, Artie Funheim qualifies in 10th. And it looks like because Paul Woods crashed, they're going to be at the back of the pack. So we should be expecting a very fast LeBron car coming up through the back of the pack. All right, race. No rain to worry about in this one. That was actually fun with the rain. In normal sim racing, I kind of hate rain. So it's fun to do something like this where rain's fun. All right, so strategy-wise, I think we're going to go mediums on both cars. That first race we did where we had a car on hards, it just sunk like a rock. But hards, maybe because Romano's not going to be quick anyway, we just do hards, but we keep him at a neutral driving style. That was my mistake, is that we had him at the conservative driving. So, okay, we'll try hards with Romano. We'll do mediums with Funheim. I'm going to have both of them do high fuel burn off the line, try to pick up some positions, and then we'll have to manage that as we go and make sure we don't run out of fuel during the race. But I'm really starting to learn the different intricacies of this. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. All right, line up for race 3 then. So we have a few more folks partying. Estavo Canto partied a bit too hard. Oh, wow, that's the crew chief. Partied too hard. All right, here we go. Start of the third race. Funheim in 10th. Romano back in 13th, our pay driver. And they're off. So we'll need to adjust the fuel is the main thing we got to adjust. Funheim fell down one position. It's okay. Opening laps, not the end of the world. Coming through back into the stadium. Here goes Funheim back up into 8th position. Heck of a first lap, second half of it anyway. It's going to come around through the final corner. All right. Decent first lap up into 8th. He's fighting for 7th now with Laframboise. Lovera gets back around. This is the team we're fighting with for the championship. Somehow Woods passed the entire field on the first lap. I don't know how that happened. All right, we're breaking into some different packs here. Romano's got the long strategy, so he's going to be able to go quite late in the race and probably can just do medium tires to the end. And we'll have to pit for hards maybe on Funheim or do a double stop, but we'll see. We'll see where we're at. It's a huge gap. The top 6 are pulling away, though. But if we can get up and ahead of Laframboise here, and I guess Lefera, so we're up into 7th then. We're leading this pack with Funheim. Oh, he's back into 8th. We'll focus in on him a little bit. It's a good duel up here with 3 drivers slipstreaming. Get around into the chicanes. Yeah, I know. Woods absolutely made a monster run up the field there. All right, back into 8th position. This is a good little battle here. Everything's going well so far. We don't need to push it. Well, if we get a couple incidents or something, you never know what we could do. All right, see you, Hugo. Go Funheim, yes. Alright, it's a good battle here. I like that view, but it's a little disorienting, like zooming around the track like that. Alright, we're in 7th. We just can't seem to get ahead of these guys and actually stay there. Romano is doing incredibly well right now. I'm really liking Romano's chances, because we're also on hard tires with Romano. Sitting in 10th. We got 2 drivers in the points right now. It's early days yet. It's a 35-lap race. We didn't really think about that. The laps are long here, so... Oh, we got a car in the pits early. Maybe these leaders are all on soft tires or something. Can we... We can see that. So, 2 of them are. So that could get in... That could make things interesting up there. Yeah, Romano's doing great right now. Well, yeah, what happens when Steiner comes back? Do we choose who we want to keep? I mean, I guess we got 3 races to get used to Romano and see if we actually do like him, but... Funheim is stuck here behind Lovera and Laframboise. Yeah, we're 4 laps short on fuel for both of these guys. It's a good call out, Tom, just to make sure I don't forget about it. I guess that's why we're doing so well now. But it looks like, okay, Romano, let's get him back in a normal engine. That's going to, from where he's at right here, that's going to give him 1.6 laps at the end. So we got a little bit to play with there. And some of the leaders pit again. They're on softs again. They're just going soft, soft, soft. It'll be interesting, though, if we pit for softs. If we pit for softs, then... I mean, we might have to pit again anyway, unless we go hards. But I don't know if I necessarily want to go hards. It's clouding up during the race. We might also have wets at the end. Do I do a two-stop and take mediums both times? It's all the strategy. I guess that's what it's all about, huh? But we're right up with the leaders now. With Von Heim. He's in 5th position somehow. Romano's back in 11th. They're still doing quite well. He's going to be fine on fuel. But the way the weather's going, it could rain by the end of this, so you got to watch out for that. Okay, we got 3 laps left on fuel. So Fonheim's going to be the first one to come in. And we'll call him in here. Crosses the line there. So 3 laps to go at the line. So we won't call him in next time, but the one after. It's going to be overtaking a few here. It's okay. It's the faster cars. It's one of the Lotus cars overtaking. Here comes the Ferrari. We're vying for best of the rest here. All right, 1.9 laps left, so we got to pit next time, or else we won't. So what do we do? If we take hards, we can go the rest of the way, knowing it might rain, or we could go mediums and know we have to pit again. Do we risk it? I think we risk it. I'm going to risk it. That might be a mistake, but we got 10 laps left with Romano. We're going to have to set our fuel back, too, once we pit for Fonheim. All right, we'll come in the pits. We're going to get shuffled back. Probably lose the points. Oh, a couple of guys came in with us, though. All right, use the pits. We'll get them back into normal engine mode now. We're still going to be a little short on fuel, actually. Oh, we're like right on the line with fuel. We should make it. We'll probably get lapped, though, so it'll probably be okay. All right, sitting 10th and 11th right now with our 2 drivers. We're going to get 1 position back as a car pit. Funselektor's in the pits. Romano, our cheese anchor driver. We're already about halfway through this one. Now, Von Heim's not holding them up. We're still doing all right. We're chasing 8th place. We are flirting with having a double points finish. So that would be huge. I don't know if that would get us $4 from our sponsors or still just the 2, but we definitely look like we're going to at least get Von Heim in the points, assuming nothing bad happens. There's been no DNFs yet. Every car's in the race. Moral had an issue early on, but otherwise, everybody's still driving. So there's bound to be some issues here towards the end of the race. All right, couple cars pit. That gets us securely in the top 10 with Romano for now. He's going to have to pit here in just a few laps, but we'll get him on maybe a set of medium tires to get him to the end. We're still going to have to pit again with Von Heim as well, but we'll likely be able to take softs if it doesn't rain. It looks like it is going to clear up, so banking on there being rain, that was what I was going for, but it looks like it's not going to happen. What can you do? You win some, you lose some. I'm liking this game a lot, though. I'm definitely going to play this more. If folks want to see me stream it again, I could imagine doing that too at some point, but I knew it was going to be a competent game, but it just... I could imagine for folks that are really into... Oh, P6 has an issue. That's good for us. That's Levi Mock, not far up the road. It's going to pit. We're going to come out very similar positions. Overtaken with Funheim. Probably going to get passed again by Levi, but... Alright, we're getting close to pit stops needed for Romano. Levi will probably overtake us again, but we're not really battling with the Ferraris, so... Alright, here comes Levi. Right on by. We don't have any extra fuel to burn or anything, so we're like right on the money with him. .2 laps left. Alright, we'll have to pit after this lap with Romano. Or once he comes by the line, we'll ask him to pit. Run it right to the end for these tires. It's kind of nice that it gives you a number for the tires. You don't have that luxury in real life. Alright, we're going to have him pit. We should be able to take mediums. Yeah, mediums to the end. So, can't do softs, unfortunately, but... And I think all the cars directly behind Romano are also going to have to pit again. They're on softs right now, so... Oh, we got some slow pit stops up front. So we still got 6 laps till pits again for Funheim here. Yeah, we're definitely going to take softs. So, I was thinking it might rain, which is why I went for mediums again. Because if we have to pit anyway, you know, if it was going to rain. But all right, Romano rejoins back in 14th. Going to the end. He's just going to have 1.8 laps of fuel at the end. We don't really have anything extra to burn. He's about to go a lap down, which actually might give us some extra to burn. But hopefully he can get back up into the top 10 with other cars pitting. Funheim here is continuing on his strategy with mediums. 4.8 laps left on them. Thank you, Ray. Moral's having a miserable race here. As Rinaldi, the Shadow team, is just having the worst race ever. Both of them. All right. Funheim's up into 8th position. He's not too far ahead of 9th, but we've got a heck of a lot of time on 10th. And here comes, yeah, there's Romano overtaking Schaub out of the pits there. He picks up 10th, so we'll see if Schaub can come back at him. But currently we've got both cars in the points, and there is a chance we can keep them both in the points for the end of this thing. Schaub is quite close to Romano, though. We'll have to see what his defense is like. Up into 7th position with Funheim. Still got 1 pit stop to go. We're not far away. Actually, when he comes by this time, I'll have to ask him to pit. Yeah, we'll do 1 more lap around with Funheim. We'll ask him to pit next time by. Take softs, which will be fine. Hopefully it'll give him that little extra pace. He's going to be in the gap, though. Obviously, he's going to lose these positions to Lovera and Laframboise. Yeah, I would say, I mean, the fact that I'm catching on to this game means that it's not that difficult. I'm not good at these types of games, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I mean, it might be, maybe it's too simplistic for some folks, but it is kind of perfect for me. All right, Funheim in the pits on the super softs. Comes out, got a huge gap back to Romano, and it is quite the gap up to 8th, so this might be how it finishes, but we'll see. We only got maybe 4 or 5 laps to go. depending on where the leaders are at. I don't know if it's counting the leader laps or my laps. We'll see when the leader comes by this time. It's a great battle up front between Woods and Ryan. Woods is actually overtaken Ryan after starting at the very back. Yeah, it looks like it counts the leader laps, so there's only 4 laps to go at this point. You should push Funheim. What could go wrong? Well, let me tell you. Oh, Romano got overtaken. Now, do we push Romano a little bit? He's battling for that. Come on, Romano. Don't get overwhelmed here. Try to just let's get that spot back from Schaub. We got him back off just a little bit. We'll get him calmed down here. We're monitoring the stress level. We don't want him to crash. We were pushing Steiner when he had a little whoopsie. He's just not fast enough to stay with Schaub. I was hoping these guys would have to pit again, but it doesn't seem likely. Just gonna miss out on points with Romano, our replacement driver. Yeah, we need push to pass. We only gotta wait like 3 decades and then we'll get that. Alright, coming around. 1 more lap to go. Leader's taking the final lap here. We're pretty securely in 9th position. It's a pity that Romano is like right outside the top 10. We'll tell him to push here for this last lap, and hopefully he can do it clean at least. But that's 2 races in a row finishing in the points with at least 1 driver, and it looks like for this one we'll actually finish both drivers. And this was a 0 DNF race somehow, which is wild. Looks like we're not going to be able to get the 10th spot. It's all right. Come around, get that 11th position. Good race, that one, though. Way different. I'm happy to see that, like, some races will have a lot of DNFs and some won't. It's kind of, you know, it's not a template. That would make it a bit boring if it was the same every time. But there it is. Race over. At least we got top 10 with Artie here. Funheim finishing in 9th. And our fill-in having a great debut. I'm wondering why we spend so much money on drivers now. If Romano can come in here as a pay driver and finish so well. But Joel Ryan gets the win. He does actually come out on top of his teammate who started in dead last and somehow finished 2nd. And then Luigi Morietti in 3rd. So we pick up 2 points in the team standings. And we get $6 because we got the $4 for the race as usual and $2 for finishing in the top 10. All right, so that gets us 9th. 9th in the overall standings for Artie with 6 points. We're just 2 off Laframboise still. Just looking back down the standings there. All right, and we are ahead of Hemlock now, but we're way off Wayland. Wayland picked up a lot of points in this last race, so dang, that battle's not as close as we'd want it to be. All right, we do get a sponsor challenge for this next race. So we get a $2 if we repair all the car parts in a single pit stop. It's kind of weird. I mean, neither of these seems really helpful. I guess we can try to do the sake one. Because we're not going to finish on the podium. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. But that'll be for next time. It looks like we'll be heading to the Hopkins course, a.k.a. Watkins Glen, for the next one. It does look like a boot. It does look like a boot. But I think I'm going to call that here for this one. This is Golden Lap. I hope folks enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun so far. I'm really enjoying it. I think Funselektor did a good job with this in mixing like a fun kind of aesthetically pleasing game that is approachable for a lot of folks. And if you want more, there are games out there that are much deeper, like the Motorsport Manager games or like the EA Manager games. I don't know how those are, but I know they have a lot more technical things with them. This is just a bit of casual fun, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's well made. It's you know, some of it's faithful to the 70s, the mortality bits maybe, but the you know, some of it's more modern. But I think that keeps the strategy interesting and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely come back for this at some point. Let me know if you'd like to see me stream more. I'm definitely going to play it myself some more. I'll make a different career, though, so I won't mess up the one we're on. But, yeah, it's good fun. Something fun to do for a Monday night. But I hope you all enjoyed. I think that's it for now, though. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all later. Have a good rest of your day.